Here's our agenda for today. We're going to go over some of the, mobile craze and what's going on today, drivers and trends. We're going to cover kind of the current state of the market and then the current state of testing, as well as moving into the meat of it, which is the best practices, and wrap it up with some tool stuff and case study and a Q&A. What is going to be out of scope for today? I know this always comes up in this presentation every time I give it, is we're not going to cover which tool should I use for performance testing or which tool is better for functional. That is going to be out of scope for today, unfortunately. But I welcome you to grab my card, email me. We have another cyber representative here as well. Grab Steve Perry, and we'll be more than welcome. We'll be more than happy to come out and whiteboard with you and discuss, how your options basically in the tool space. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about why are you here today. Just show of hands, I guess first. How many of you are responsible for testing mobile applications today? How about, keep your hands up. How about coming up in the future? You have something on the horizon. Your company is about to release something. Okay, so about half the room. What are some of the topics that you're interested in? What brought you here tonight? And just go around the room, I guess. And what things are you interested in? Yes.
Android, testing Android and iOS efficiently and effectively.
Okay. Anybody else? Yes.
Yeah, testing strategy for mobile.
Okay. Getting started or
Getting started, how to use
everything?
and all that, yes.
Okay. You come to the right one, the right place. Yeah.
Mobile application security.
Security. Okay. It's a very popular area as well. Anybody else?
Trying to figure out the boundaries. There's so many things, so many different applications or devices rather, and just the boundaries and the constraints to make it cost effective and efficient to get through.
Okay. So how, when you say boundaries?
Well, we're just starting with that, and basically the requirements are it should just work on any device, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. And so for me, just trying to understand how to select what to test and how to test.
Okay. Testing scenarios.
Scenarios
okay.
And devices.
Very good. Okay, we'll cover that. Okay. So here's some of the drivers out there today. You've heard, has anyone heard the term BYOD before? Bring your own device, right? Consumerization of IT, where it's all about bringing our devices to the workplace. That's nothing new. And of course, mobility is driving faster, better, cheaper. Productivity demands, cost constraints, revenue opportunities. And what I found really interesting was these statistics on adoption rate. So can anyone guess what the adoption rate was for the telephone? How long did it take to reach 50 million users? Anybody have an idea?
75 years.
How long?
75 years.
Yes. Have you seen this one before?
I worked for AT&T for many years.
Okay. All right. What about radio? Any idea? 38 years for radio. I'm going to move on to the next slide, which shows you, to kind of speed things along. This is what it took for each of these technologies. It's just getting faster and faster, right? All of these laws, and of course, we have Angry Birds down there, 35 days. One other note that was up here that was not mentioned in the slide was iPhone. The iPhone, surprisingly, is not up here, but it was 2.5 years. And do you know that today we have 50 million smartphones being shipped every month, monthly? 50.
Oh, 50.
Smartphones, not that's narrowing, very specific to just Android, iPhone, smartphone devices. So Doesn't include, regular devices. And we'll go over some other statistics here that are pretty interesting. But basically, what we're saying is, it's just the frequency and the introduction of change is ever increasing. This is just yet another view of some of the stats on what we talked about. So 550 million smartphones last year. 2011 was half of that, so just under 300 million smartphones total. And I don't know if, can everyone see that bar or the numbers over here okay in the back? You see that okay? So Samsung had 215 million, Apple had 136. So the things are shifting here. What's happening? iPhone kind of opened up everything, and between, it's kind of Apple and Samsung race is what we're seeing. 50 billion downloads last year. Pretty amazing. So this is why we're here, right? What's the problem that we're seeing today? We're seeing a lot of 1-star. 65% have a 1-star rating. This is horrible. We just said 50 billion downloads. Can you quantify that? What that means? And it's so costly to fix and maintain these. So a lot of companies are rolling out only an iPhone application or only an Android app, and then when they want to expand those features to something broader than that, then that becomes an issue, right? Because now you have 2 platforms to maintain, or 3, right? You've got Windows 7 now. 30% of devices are obsolete each quarter. Is that surprising to anyone here? Android's driving a lot of that fragmentation, right? And then I always find this interesting. I always keep up with a lot of the recent news with what's going on. So everyone heard about the Facebook security issue that came up recently. Yahoo Mail, on their app, regardless of iPhone versus Android, you can't play video at all. And it's only on Yahoo Mail. So if you go into Gmail, it works fine. Yahoo doesn't work. So really, what we consider SEV1 critical issues that, where's the breakdown? It's not being tested properly. Obviously it's not being addressed. And then you have another interesting scenario with eBay. So eBay, the app, if you look at in the App Store, eBay has a 4-star rating. But if you filter to just the Samsung Galaxy S, right, the #1 selling phone in the world that's outstripping the iPhone, it has all 1-star ratings. Does not work on this phone. So it's kind of, misleading if you just look at the overall. You're missing a big chunk of the market there.